ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw, #1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 6.
Good evening and welcome to koolNews at 6. At least 21 people from Metro Manila, Central Luzon, and Calabarzon reportedly died due to the onslaught of Typhoon Karina and the southwest monsoon, the Philippine National Police said on Thursday. The PNP said 11 individuals were from Calabarzon, 7 from the capital region, and 3 in Central Luzon. Of the 11, 3 drowned in Cavite, 4 died due to a landslide, while a tree fell over the other one in Pantatas, and those from Rizal got electrocuted. On the other hand, 5 Metro Manila victims died from drowning and electrocution. No other details were provided for victims in Central Luzon. The PNP also reported that 6 people got injured in Rizal, while 2 are still missing. In a separate statement also issued on Thursday, the PNP condoled with the family who lost their loved ones. We stand in solidarity with those who have lost their homes, suffered injuries, lost their livelihoods, or lost loved ones, it said. Our police officers are on the ground working around the clock to provide assistance where it is needed most. Together, we can overcome the challenges brought by Typhoon Karina, it added. Based on the latest situational report from the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, the number of people affected by the combined effects of Karina, the southwest monsoon, and tropical depression Puchoy has reached over 1.1 million pesos. According to the State Weather Service, Karina exited the Philippine area of responsibility at 6:20 a.m. Thursday. However, the typhoon is expected to continue enhancing the southwest monsoon and will trigger heavy rainfall, particularly in the Ilos region. The strongest typhoon to hit Taiwan in 8 years killed 3 people and flooded parts of the island's second biggest city on Thursday, while rescuers searched for 9 sailors missing after their cargo ship sank in the storm. Typhoon Gami, or locally called Karina in the Philippines, transport speeds in southern Kaohsiung City into rivers, with some households flooded by rainwater. Schools and offices were closed in several cities for a second day, with the stock market suspended and thousands of people evacuated. Gami also exacerbated seasonal rains in the Philippines on its path to Taiwan, triggering flooding and landslides that killed 20 people. A tanker carrying 1.4 million liters of oil sank off Manila on Thursday, with authorities racing to contain a spill. The storm had weakened by Thursday morning, and the center has moved out to sea at around 4:20 a.m., Taiwan's weather authorities said. Taiwan's fire agency said it received a report early Thursday that a cargo ship had sank off the island's southern-western coast, forcing its 9 Myanmar crew members to abandon ship in life jackets. They fell into the sea and were floating there, said H. Xiao Hoang Chang, the head of the fire agency, adding that rescuers contacted a nearby Taiwanese cargo ship to assist them. Xiao did not specify when the Tanzanian flagship sank, but said the rescue vessel arrived in the area at 8:35 a.m. When the Taiwanese ship arrived, the visibility at the scene was very low and the winds were too strong, he told reporters. Rescue aircraft took off from Kaohsiung and arrived at the scene at 3:30 p.m., a National Fire Agency official told a earlier briefing, and the search was ongoing. In Pingtung County, an Indonesian freighter had to be anchored at the beach during the storm, with local TV footage showing massive waves crashing into it. Taiwan's Coast Guard said the crew was safe, with no loss of power and oil leakage. Gami made landfall in Taiwan on Wednesday night with sustained wind speeds of 190 kilometers or 180 miles per hour at its peak. At least 3 people were confirmed killed and as many as 3,300 people reported injured. A motorist in Xi'an was crushed by a tree and the woman in eastern Hualien died after part of a building fell on her. Authorities said later on Thursday a third person was killed when mudslides hit two houses in Kaohsiung, trapping two people. A woman was rescued from one, but the second person was found dead. Taiwan's Defense Ministry also announced Thursday that its annual Hang Guang Board Games, in which some drills had already been cancelled due to the weather, had ended a day early, and troops sent to help local governments with disaster rescue work instead. Hundreds of domestic and international flights were cancelled again because of the storm. Gami is now tracking towards China's Fujian province, which suspended all train services and put in place the second highest flood warning alert level. The National Water Resources Ministry warned on Wednesday that extremely heavy rains were expected to swell rivers and lakes in Fujian and the neighboring province of Zhejiang. In the Philippines, clean-up efforts were underway Thursday in the capital Manila as residents and business owners dumped soaked mattresses, bags of rubbish, and other debris on muddy streets. Street vendor Zenaida Guerda, age of 55, said the food she had been selling had washed away and her house in the capital was flooded. All my capital is gone, Kerala told AFP. I have nothing now. That's my only livelihood. The region experienced frequent tropical storms from July to October, but experts say climate change has increased their intensity, leading to heavy rains, flash floods, and strong gusts. The Philippine Coast Guard on Thursday said the siphoning process of the 1.4 million liters of fuel from a second ship in Manila Bay can be done quickly, preventing what will be the biggest oil spill in the country's history. The PCG is giving itself a week to finish draining oil from the submerged petroleum tanker, according to spokesperson Rear Admiral Armand Balilo. Furthermore, the body of the missing crew member was found by PCG personnel of almost 14 hours of the incident. The PCG has deployed BRP Teresa Mangua to conduct the search and rescue operation for motor tanker Terra Nova, and PHC is now deploying additional boats to contain the oil spill caused by the incident, according to Balilo. The PCG official said the 344-meter multi-role response vessels will apply all dispersants to immediately mitigate raw oil spills, especially when siphoning is being prepared. Siphoning will not be very technical and can't be done quickly, Balilo told reporters, noting that the vessel only sank 34 meters, which is considerably shallow. The PCG sets an operational target of 7 days to finish siphoning the oil from the sunken tanker to stop further spread, he also said. Motor tanker Terra Nova was en route to Iloilo City when it capsized and eventually submerged 3.6 nautical miles east of Lamao Point in Bataan Province, Limay Town at around 1:10 a.m. on Thursday. Badil set 60 Chora. Meanwhile, the PCG also learned that MT Terra Nova did not violate rules and regulations on the movement of vessels during inclement weather, as no public signal was raised in Bataan by the time it started to depart from there. To date, the biggest oil spill in the country's history occurred on February 28, 2023, when MT Princess Empress carried 800,000 liters of industrial fuel oil sank off Nujan, Oriental Mindoro, compelling the government to shell out almost 1 billion pesos in spillage cleanup and financial assistance to affected fisherfolk. But EBIC Fund has announced the immediate availability of its calamity loan to assist members affected by Typhoon Karina. The typhoon has intensified monsoon rains, leading to widespread flooding across various regions. The agency has allocated calamity loan funds to help affected members in Metro Manila, Cainita, Rizal, Paco, Oriental Mindoro, and the province of Batangas. Additional funds will be released for other areas where state of calamity may be declared. But each fund is ready to support RT Card Plus so that we can immediately credit the proceeds of your calamity loan. We want to reassure our members that they can count on PAC-IBIC Fund for timely and reliable assistance in time of need. From January to June of this year, PAC-IBIC Fund has released a total of 35.32 billion pesos in cash loans, assisting 1.50 million members. Of the total, 1.14 billion pesos were calamity loans, which helped 70,145 members recover from the effects of typhoons and other calamities. Okay, it is now 12 minutes past 6, and we will have more headlines coming up right here on koolNews at 6, so stick around. We will be right back.
Turn off kay crush. Use Close-Up with antibacterial zinc for all-day amazing fresh breath for up to 12 hours with regular use.
Kasha pa?
Kasha pa sa tabi ko. Dare to get closer with Close-Up.
Hi, mga besties! Everyday, dami nilang craving. Craving ko naman yung aming savings. Fresh foods ay sulit. More order. Thick and creamy. All-purpose na dressing. Sulit, sarap, ulitin. Best foods yan. Best foods yan.
A better mix of music. Cool FM.
Welcome back. Senator Rodo de la Rosa and 4 other former officials of the Philippine National Police are now considered suspects of in the drug war case against ex-President Rodrigo Duterte before the International Criminal Court. This was according to former Senator Sonny Trillanes IV as he posted a document from the ICC's Office of the Prosecutor on X on Thursday showing names of retired and serving members of the Philippine National Police who may have committed crimes within the jurisdiction of the Office of the Prosecutor of the ICC. Trillanes then enumerated the names of De La Rosa, Oscar Abayade, Romeo Carrama Jr., Elizar Mata, and Edilberto Leonardo in his expose. During the Duterte administration, De La Rosa and Abayete served as PNP chiefs, while Karamat and Mata served as a former chief of the PNP's Criminal Investigation and Detection Group and a former chief intelligence officer of the PNP, respectively. Leonardo, meanwhile, was former commissioner of the National Police Commission. Trillanes, a longtime critic of former President Duterte, filed a supplemental communication with the ICC in The Hague in 2017, arguing it was time for the International Tribunal to step in and investigate the alleged crimes against humanity that took place during the brutal anti-drug campaign of the Duterte administration. The following former and active PNP officials are not considered as suspects in the ICC case against Duterte. Trillanes captioned his expose as he mentioned the names of the 4 officials of the PNP. Inquirer.net reached out to Trillanes to get more details about his post on X, specifically what the document he published means for the ICC drug war case. Being suspects, most likely they would be included in the warrants of arrest to be issued later on, he replied in a text message. It's a waiting game from here on. Trillanes added one quest to further explain his remark on the anticipated arrest warrants. Based on the document posted by Trillanes, the OTP under Article 54.1 of the Roman Statute is obliged to conduct an investigation that covers all facts and evidence. This includes providing individuals under suspicion of crimes to provide their version of events. In this context, the OTP has reasonable grounds to believe that the following retired and serving members of the PNP have committed crimes within the jurisdiction of the OTP, the statement states. Inquirer.net has sought De La Rosa's comment on Trillanes' expose, but he has yet to respond as of Friday. And now for international news, as Southeast Asian foreign ministers and top diplomats from key partners, including the United States and China, were gathering in the Laotian capital on Thursday for the start of 3 days of talks expected to focus on the increasingly violent civil war in Myanmar, tensions in the South China Sea, and other regional issues. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi are expected to hold one-on-one talks on the sidelines of the meetings of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN in Vientiane, which come as both Beijing and Washington are looking to expand their influence in the region. Lao Foreign Minister Salumxai Kommasit thanked ASEAN members and partners for the unwavering collective effort that has led to its past achievements and emphasized the importance of the bloc's continuous work to promote peace and sustainability. In light of the rapid and complex geopolitical and geoeconomic challenges, we need to further enhance ASEAN centrality and unity so as to promote the relevance and resilience of ASEAN, aiming at addressing emerging challenges and seizing opportunity in the future, he said in the opening statement. For the ASEAN nations, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Myanmar, Cambodia, Brunei, and Laos, the violence in Myanmar is at the top of the agenda as the bloc struggles to implement its five-point consensus for peace. The plan calls for the immediate cessation of violence in Myanmar, a dialogue among all concerned parties, mediation by an ASEAN Special Envoy, provision of humanitarian aid through ASEAN channels, and a visit to Myanmar by the Special Envoy to meet all concerned parties. The military leadership in Myanmar has so far ignored the plan and has raised questions about the bloc's efficiency and credibility to mediate for peace. Broader talks, including diplomats from elsewhere in the region, including Japan, South Korea, India, Australia, and are expected to focus on issues including the economy, security, climate, and energy. Regional issues, including Cambodia's decision to build a canal off the Mekong River to Vietnam, which is downstream, worries could have ecological and security implications, as well as massive dam building projects and Laos further upstream could also feature in the meetings. In Myanmar, the army ousted the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi in February 2021 and suppressed widespread non-violent protests that sought a return to democratic rule, leading to increasing violence and a humanitarian crisis. In an effort to put pressure on Myanmar, ASEAN has prohibited it from sending any political representatives to top-level meetings, and it has sent bureaucrats instead. Anung Keo Mo, the permanent secretary of Myanmar's foreign ministry, represents the country in this week's meetings, which run through Saturday. More than 5,400 people have been killed in the fighting in Myanmar, and the military government has arrested more than 27,000 since the coup, according to the Association for Political Prisoners. In addition, there are now more than 3 million displaced people in the country, with the numbers growing daily as fighting intensifies between the military and Myanmar's multiple ethnic militaries, as well as the so-called People's Defense Forces of military opponents. As the needs of civilians grow, discussions on humanitarian assistance to Myanmar will also be a focus of the ASEAN talks. Bong Bungas Gang head of the Thai Foreign Ministry's Department for ASEAN, to reporters ahead of the meeting. Thailand, which shares a long border with Myanmar, has already been heavily involved in providing humanitarian assistance, and Bo Bongnise said the country is ready to support the next phase of delivery being planned by the ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance on Disaster Management. He did not say when or where the aid delivery would be. Thailand initiated its first delivery of aid to Myanmar in March from the northern province of Tak. It was said to be distributed in Kenyan state to approximately 20,000 out of millions of people displaced by fighting. Landlocked Laos is the bloc's poorest nation and one of the smallest, and many have expressed skepticism about how much it could accomplish while DC rises mount. But it is also the first ASEAN chair that shares a border with Myanmar. Laos has already sent a special envoy to Myanmar for meetings with the head of the ruling military council and other top officials in an attempt to make progress on the peace plan. And finally, with showbiz entertainment news now, as Sean Cuneta will lead a telecast of guest judges who will decide on who will be the next winner of Drag Race Philippines Season 3. Aside from Cuneta, other celebrity judges are Jaleta Salvador, Jolina Magdangal, and Melay Antiveros, who will lend their expertise in steering the show's contestants. The drag competition show revealed the celebrity guest judges for its third season on Thursday, July 25, who were seen in the trailer for the upcoming season. One of the trailer's highlights showed Cuneta on the judging panel, where she was seemingly impressed at a certain segment of the show. Natutuwa ako sa representation ng Pinoy, she said. Other scenes showed Salvador prancing on the runway in her glamorous black and gold Valentina inspired ensemble, while Mount Dangal turned on the charm in her shiny pink shirt, matching pink pants, and pink wig. On the other hand, Auntie Veros drew laughs after making jokes on the judging panel and interacting with the competing drag queens at the show's main workroom. Drag Race Philippines Season 3 will premiere on August 7. 11 queens will compete for a title of Philippines' next drag superstar. And just before we go, we would like to encourage anyone to donate to the following organizations to the residents who are affected by the Typhoon Karina. So you can see on the screen right now with the list of organizations where you can donate to by scanning the following QR codes. So once again, your donation will greatly be appreciated. And that is it for koolNews at 6. As always, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And we will be back for more headlines with koolNews Prime Time later at 9 tonight. Until then, I am Cairo, aka Aspir, and we will see you later for more headlines at 9 o'clock in the evening. Goodbye for now and good evening.